Once again, today is Sunday, the 30th of November, 2025, and that means it's time for another video where I talk about things. And this time it's about Bitcoin and what's happening on the markets. Hope you're having fun and a great day trading or doing whatever you're doing on the end of month as we approach a new month tomorrow and a new week and a new day on the Bitcoin charts. It'll be quite telling for what will likely happen big picture for the rest of the year, which is the last month of the year, obviously, and what will happen more specifically for the week and the day. And just like today, if you look at today's daily volatility and all the intraday volatility and entropy probabilities and statistics, so far, at least last I looked at it about a half hour ago, Bitcoin was looking good to the upside on the daily and on lower time frames as well. But there was, of course, on much lower time frames, a lot of back and forth, and that's exactly why we trade the low time frames. Right? That's where we're likely to see the most occurrences of opportunity in order to exploit the inefficiencies of the mostly random market. And when I say mostly random, I mean, roughly somewhere between 70 and 90% of the time. Usually it's around 80, but sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. And you can see that very clearly that the markets are random. In other words, assets are on random walks, around 3/4 or a bit more of the time. And how do we measure that? We measure that with our entropy indicator. Just like we measure volatility with our volatility indicators, we have a very powerful entropy indicator that shows us when an asset is on a random walk or is in a trending move. Those are the only two states that it can be regarding randomness and trending moves. There is no third state, right? When it's somewhere in between. No, it's either trending or it's random. Now, it can be moving from trending to random or random to trending, but it is either in one state or another. And it's very clear when you use our indicators what state it's in. If you're not familiar with our indicators, I highly recommend you take a look at our Shop Alpha channel in the Alpha Trading Discord. Go to alphatradinghq.com/discord and first of all, get your free volatility starter kit. That's right, it is free. You can learn how to trade volatility statistics and probabilities just like the people who trade them at the HFT firms. Of course, they have much more powerful setups with computer systems and massive teams around the world that man their servers 24/7. So they obviously can run millions of trades per second on their massive bots. They're running trades that last about 0.2 seconds because they have the computer power, they have the speed, the information, and the position size. The position in the queue, obviously, which is largely determined by the position size as well as the fact that they literally pay for order flow and other things to put them basically at the head of the queue because the size of their position and all the other premium advantages they have over the regular retail traders. So, yes, they have an unfair playing field, right? They have an unfair advantage over the average retail trader, and they have way more of an unfair advantage over the average retail trader who does not have the VEPs. And the reason for that is because, hello there. Hi, what? What? I hate how you look, honestly. I don't. Okay, well, good for you. I'm glad you find some emotion. There you go. I don't hate you. I don't even know you. So it's a silly thing for you to say, but all right. Feel free to express your emotions. Hello there to, what is that? Mr. Alex Bjorn. Hello. So yeah, if you're working in one of the firms, the HFT firms or the quant shops that run quantitative analysis trades at the order of millions of trades per second, lasting about 0.2 seconds per trade because of your position size, speed, and information. Well, bully for you. You're probably doing quite well as a trader. And you know exactly why you're doing that, because you know that by taking and running many trades in a day, as opposed to just running a few, you have a higher probability of success, especially if you run many short trades. You're not swing trading, you're not holding positions long term, right? You're maximizing the number of trades you can make in the day based on the occurrences of opportunity in the mostly random market. Like I said, if you want to learn how to trade that way, just come on in to the Alpha Trading server. Again, the Alpha Trading server, which I mentioned, the URL is alphatradinghq.com/discord. Come and get your free volatility starter pack, where you literally will be given free tools to trade volatility, probabilities, and statistics. And if you use the free tools, which, by the way, they're not like basic tools that don't work well or something, they're just for learning. No, these are real tools that we actually used. They are basic compared to our advanced tools, but they are very advanced compared to anything that retail traders have. Traditional TA wise, right? That stuff is garbage. That's why we don't use it. We built our own tools so that we could use them. And the first tools that we used, that we built, are literally the tools that we give away. Right? The first tools that we said, okay, this is our set of tools. Right? These are the main ones that we used to trade volatility, probabilities, and statistics. We figured out which ones work best for learners, for people figuring out how to learn this stuff. And we decided to give those away, along with all the free education we include, and the free chart that comes preloaded with all those indicators on them. And we did that for a very simple reason. We did that to make sure that you could learn how to trade volatility, probabilities, and statistics without some kind of a crazy cost curve, right? You shouldn't have to get wrecked buying indicators without knowing what to do with them, only to run a bunch of bad trades, get wrecked, and then decide, oh, this isn't for me. When in fact, you can learn for free how to use these tools. And then if you are actually running trades and you see, oh, this works for me, and you decide, I'd like to step this up and go be a bit more professional about it, or take this more seriously, make this my full-time income system or whatever, that you could do that with our more advanced tools, which cost really not a lot. I mean, like less than a cheeseburger a day. It's ridiculous. It's crazy how cheap our tools are. But we do that for a reason. Again, we're not really in the business of selling indicators. Yes, we do make them available. Yes, we even make private tutoring available. You can see some insane deals we have going. I mean, first of all, our prices are ridiculously low on any given day without a sale. But with a sale, it's even crazier, because you get to actually, if you're one of the first 50 people to get either of our holiday prices right now, you also get to pick 3 of our premium indicators and keep them for life. And you can choose them at any point throughout the year. So you don't have to get you don't have to decide which 3 you want to keep right away. No, you've got an entire year. If you buy any of those 2 deals that offer that, right, which is the annual Pro Trader subscription, it's like $900 a year or something like that, $914 a year, or or the private tutoring, which is like just $2,000 or something. It's 20% off the usual price, and you can use those tools, learn how to trade. Take even the entire year to decide which 3 free tools, or which 3 tools do you want to keep for free for life, in addition to the free tools that we give you for free. the volatility starter pack. So you can literally have like 7 of our indicators in all, and some of them are combo indicators, by the way. So they are very powerful indeed, and you can really build a very powerful tool set. Like if, for example, you decide you don't want to be a full-time trader, but you'd still like to trade on weekends or whatever, just for for fun or whatever, or once in a while. You want to take it seriously for a year and learn how to do it and everything else, and then just kind of like go real simple with it. You can, with the 7 indicators of your choice. The ones we give you for free and the 3 that you get to keep for life. You can build a very powerful tool set that you could use to be, kind of a part-time trader or a hobbyist trader, if you want to call it that. Of course, if you want to be full-on trading, I highly recommend you just keep renewing that Pro Trader subscription. Maybe at some point we'll offer a lifetime subscription. I'm not sure yet. That's all up in the air. But what matters really more than anything is that at least if you don't know anything about trading probabilities and volatility and statistics, that you come into the server and at least get the free tools. Like, they cost you literally nothing, right? And they are available on TradingView, and that means they are available on the world's largest website for retail traders who chart, the world's most popular website for people who trade. So I highly recommend it. And yeah, it's an incredible offer. Now, what is Bitcoin again likely to do? Have I seen corn? We discussed it. Ronaldo is better than Messi. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear people bully you in school, Mr. Alex Bjorn. I really hope that works out for you. Ignore the haters, man, as much as possible and avoid them. It's the best thing to do. But if you don't have a choice, well, I hope you have another solution. I know what mine would have been and was when people tried to do that to my friends. Didn't end well for the bullies, that's for sure. Suppose I like to trade battles of oil for kilos of... Well, if you are talking about assets that are actually available on markets, yes, you can trade any assets on markets. If you're being coy and asking me a silly question for laughs, haha, very good. You made a joke. You're very funny. But I'm talking about actually trading real assets on markets, because that's what I do, among other things. I mean, that's what I do. When I'm trading, I'm just trading. My company, which is separate, does separate things, and that's a separate thing. I talk about that a lot when I talk about marketing and tech and crypto and all these AI and things like that. But when it comes to trading, that's what I do. And that's why we don't really charge a lot for indicators, because we're not in this to sell indicators. It's nice to be able to pay the developers of our tools something, the makers, the testers, all that kind of stuff. But generally speaking, we make our tools for free. We give them to you for free. And our premium ones we sell, like I said, ridiculously low prices, like literally less than a tank of gas a day, or even less than a Starbucks coffee every day for 5 months. And we do that because we just want you to have a better way to trade at an extremely affordable price, and at the same time keep out all the freeloaders who aren't really serious and they just want to access the best of everything we have without actually showing any appreciation for it, without giving us any recompense. With, more importantly, and the recompense part is really, we just want to keep out the trolls and freeloaders, really. Like, not everybody gets to have access to every tool, right? If you want to have access to the finest exotic cars, you have to pay for it. If you want to have access to a money minting machine, you got to have the right licenses. You got to be a government, right? You got to pay for it, etc., etc. So anyway, that's what I'm going to say for now. Hope you guys are doing well. I wish you all the best. Happy trading into this last day of November. And we'll see you in the live stream tomorrow at Alpha Trading. We do those live streams in the Discord. And on Rumble, I gave you the URL already. Once again, it's alphatradinghq.com/discord. Join the live stream, learn. It's free. Enjoy it. It's also very fun. We have the best live streams about talking about crypto because we actually have fun because we're good at trading. So we know what we're doing. Intraday probabilities are always on target, very, very high percentage of the time. Well, the targets are always on target. And the biases usually are as well. So that'll do for now. Wish you all the best. Until the next one, happy trading. Peace out.